Hi everyone, Melanie here. Hope you're all having a great evening. I have this beautiful tapestry behind me. Looks like I've got horns coming out of my head, but it's actually the sun. Whoop. It's a gorgeous tapestry. And on that note, let's start with the video. Right, I made this video for people who are suffering after a breakup. Breakups are really tough. They're not a good experience in general for either party involved. It's not great doing the dumping. It's certainly not great being dumped. And I made this video to help inspire you and help motivate you if you're the one who's been dumped and you're really struggling after this breakup. Here are just a few tips to help you move on and transition and just make this process a little easier for you, to help you move on quicker from him or her. I would say the first thing to do, if you've been given a clear no from your ex, stop trying to win them back. Number one thing, do not try to win them back. This advice can be hard to follow if you're emotionally in the thick of it. Because think about it, for the person who's been dumped, often they don't know that it's coming. For the person who breaks up with their partner, they've often been thinking about this for a while, and for whatever reason, they haven't really been sharing it with their partner. This person that you thought you were in love with is no longer in love with you, and yet you're still in love with them. The love just doesn't disappear for the person who just got dumped. It's understandable that some may want to keep trying to win the partner back. This is why I'm saying don't try and win her, or don't try and win him over. Move on with dignity. Now, the moving on process doesn't start until you stop trying to win them back. When you stop this, then you can actually start authentically moving on. And we have to get into the moving on stage if you want to heal, if you want to recover from this. It can be difficult. Not only for what I just said, because it's just come out of nowhere. For some people, actually, in the back of their mind, they've known this. Just for whatever reason, have pushed it to one side and lived in denial for a little bit. And that's okay. And maybe it has just come out of nowhere. Maybe your partner's just ghosted you, and, it's a horrible thing to do when your partner just disappears and you never hear from them again. But sadly, it does happen. So the best thing you can do is to move on with dignity. And this means no stalking them on social media, no actual physical stalking. Don't drive up to their place and wait outside. Don't hassle their friends. Don't send messages late at night. Don't get drunk and send text messages, because you're going to end up regretting it. You're going to feel like a right plonker later on. English terminology. You're going to feel like a right idiot a few months later down the line and think, why did I do that? Instead, what you want to do is be the person who retains their dignity in the situation. And that is by giving them their space. Another reason why I'm saying all of this, I'm saying about not messaging them and not following them on social media, it's for your own sanity. The more you're going to be thinking about this person, the more it's going to drive you crazy. Think about yourself. Go and spend your time now reconnecting with old friends, with family members, reconnecting with yourself. Go out on a hike in nature. It doesn't matter what weather it is, just go outside anyway. Go pick up a hobby that you always wanted to start, but you never had the time to. Or better yet, reconnect with an old hobby that used to bring you joy. Get in touch with your inner child. Inner child work is a really good thing to do if you're dealing with a breakup. Because when we're experiencing an emotional flashback, and often, usually, being dumped can create an emotional flashback. It's a trigger. What it does is the inner child suddenly becomes very exposed and open within us, and that inner child is the one that's making the decisions. And it's this inner child that might get angry and pick up the phone and send messages that the adult version of you is going to regret the next day. So what you want to do is to curb the tendencies of the inner child to lash out at the other, or even worse, lash out at yourself. It's to actually honor this inner child and think, okay, what's been brought up for me as a result of being rejected, of being abandoned, which is how the child feels. The adult can understand that this person wants to break up for whatever reason, but the inner child thinks, I've been betrayed, I've been abandoned, I've been rejected, I'm no longer worthy of love, I'm unloved. And those are horrible feelings. These are horrible feelings to be felt as a child. I think we can all remember what that's like as a child, and the inner child is still within us. It doesn't just magically disappear when we become adults. So now's the time to actually give love to this inner child and think, okay, what's been brought up for me as a result of this relationship, as a result of this breakup, and how can I reassure my child that everything's okay, that the past isn't happening again. This is something different now. I can actually emerge out of this a stronger and wiser person. Find out who you are, especially if you're the type to lose yourself in a relationship. And often it is the people who lose themselves in relationships find breakups the hardest. Whatever that is to you, whatever that's developing your own personal philosophy, taking up new exercise, exploring dimensions of yourself that you have more time to do now because you're single. This is a great gift of being single. You have time. You have time to do all of this. Don't feel the pressure of being a certain age and being single and using this time as a fear. I'm not going to get into another relationship. I'm too old. It's fear mentality. Get out of that. Instead, just enjoy the single time. And when you do that, you will start to heal and recover a lot quicker. And when you start to heal and when you start to work on yourself, you will naturally meet people. You will attract people who meet you at your level, at your new level. It's going to happen. Focus on moving on. Focus on healing and recovering and tending to yourself and using this time to actually send love to yourself. Use this time to heal. Use this time to get back in touch with yourself. Use this time to all the things that you put off because you've been too busy or you've been caught up in this relationship. Now's the time to do it, and it will make you feel better. It will increase your self-esteem. You will start to feel better, more like yourself again. One tip, if you're really struggling, if you can't get your ex out of your head, is to take them off the pedestal that you've put them on. If you've really thought they're this amazing person and they've just left you high and dry, broken up with you, and you're left thinking, what the hell happened? Often we put them on such a high pedestal that we see them as superhuman, and they're not, they're human. And it's through projecting our inner gold that we put people on a pedestal, that we attribute superhero traits to, that we worship. And it creates an imbalance in the relationship. Often the person that has been put on the pedestal can sense this and will move on, because unless they're a narcissist or they actually want all this admiration, it's too much, and often they'll disappear. You have to ask yourself, why am I putting people on pedestals all the time? And moving on also helps by trusting that it'll be okay. Things change. We move on. Time does heal. Trust that time is healing, and with time you will be okay again. Try not to get sucked up into a pity party and a pit of self-depression. Stop worrying that you're running out of time. Get out of fear mentality and just enjoy the present moment. This present moment, which is freedom. You have freedom now. You have all this time. You have all this time now just to focus on yourself. If you're feeling lonely, know that you're not alone. You're not alone. Don't think that because people are in a relationship means that they're having a happier life than you. Grass is definitely not greener. People can be miserable in relationships and people can be miserable single. Trust that everything will be okay, and it will work out that way, and it'll get there quicker when you just accept your present situation. You surrender to what is. You learn to make peace with what is, and everything will be fine. If you're having problems though, please feel free to reach out, leave a comment below. Know that I offer counseling and coaching services to help you after a breakup. Right, I'm going to leave it here for now. If you like the videos I've got coming out, please like and subscribe. Please share and leave a comment below. Have a great evening. Take care and bye-bye.